Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your libertarian car guy. It hasn't shown up yet, but I'll be getting the 2025 Ford F250 Super Duty as my next vehicle to test drive. And the thing about the Super Duty Ford and on the other 250s, like the Ram 250, that I find fascinating is that it's the last readout of the traditional full-size truck, in that you can still get a regular cab. You can get an 8-foot bed. In fact, it comes standard with it. And in the case of the Ford, it comes standard not only with a V8, but a very big V8. You know, these are things that used to be givens in half-ton trucks, and they're essentially unavailable now in half-ton trucks. Most of the half-ton trucks on the market are moving over to these little micro-sized, turbocharged, hybridized 6-cylinder engines. And of course, they're doing that chiefly for reasons of compliance, having to do with the federal fuel economy requirements, and also, and this is sort of meshed into that and related, the emissions. And I try to make it sound sarcastic and snarky, because what we're talking about are not the emissions that most people think of, that cause smog and that, you know, make it hard for you to breathe and that stink and all of that. We're talking about carbon dioxide. Yep, carbon dioxide is now considered an emission. Yeah. And the thing with carbon dioxide is there really is no way to reduce it other than by reducing how much gas is burned in an engine. And there are only two ways to do that realistically. And the first is to have less engine. So, you know, it's a smaller 6-cylinder rather than an 8. And then to have systems like these mild hybrid systems, and I've got an article coming up on the site that'll get into this some more, that are there not to save you on gas money. All they're designed to do is to shut the engine off as often as possible, so as to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide emissions that are coming out of the tailpipe. Anyway, I'll have more about the F250 Super Duty soon, and there's a bunch of other stuff over at epautos.com, including the article I just put up that has to do with legalism. In other words, the law must be obeyed because it's the law. This sort of arbitrary construct that we live under now, that's utterly divorced from, well, did anybody get hurt? Was there any harm caused? Or was it just a matter of the law, that is, authority, and the priest class, the rabbi class, the lawyers, judges, and so on, their authority being affronted? I thought it might be a subject worth exploring. If you're interested in that, you can find it up at the site. And once again, if you're watching this, which you obviously are, I hope that you'll consider coming over to the site and dropping some comments there, where you can actually speak freely, meaning I'm not charging you. And I'm not charging you for reach either, unlike Elon Musk and his greasy X operation. So anyhow, thanks to everybody for watching, and we'll have more for you again soon.